I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. He survived a suicide attempt back in 2000 after jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. Today, Kevin Hines shared his story with students at SUNY Orange in Middletown. Hines suffers from bipolar disorder, and these days he travels the country speaking about his battle with mental illness and hopes he can help others who carry around thoughts of suicide. Hines, who has written a book entitled Cracked, Not Broken, says there is help out there for those who think they're alone.
Even though at the age of 19, I made that tragic mistake of jumping off of the Golden Gate Bridge to end my life, I was blessed enough to live through that experience, which most don't. 1,600 plus have died. The reality is, according to the Marine Coroner in San Francisco, it's more like 2,000 or above that have perished on that bridge. We call it the harbinger of death in San Francisco. Yes, it's a beautiful bridge, but it's a place for people who cannot take care of themselves, who know not what they are doing because of their mental instabilities. They go there, and sadly they perish. And suicides are preventable, and we can save these lives, and we can give these young people hope they deserve to feel that they have a future. At the millisecond of free fall, I said, oh my gosh, I don't want to die. What have I just done? God, please save me. I knew I made a mistake. In the water, I bobbed up and down in the water and prayed I would live. So in that sense, it was a big turning point in my life. But I only got well after that for about a year, and then went right back into a psychiatric ward. I was in 7 wards in less than 9 years for suicidal thoughts. But I finally found the ability in that third hospital to take care of myself and be self-aware, and that's the difference.
Hines' presentation was sponsored by the SUNY Orange Wellness Center and the Garrett Lee Smith Memorial Act Grant for Suicide Prevention. According to professionals in the field, 90% of suicide incidents involve those with a treatable mental illness. The vehicular manslaughter trial of Nicholas Savesky was scheduled to begin today in Ulster County Court. He's the 28-year-old Town of Ulster man who was indicted on 19 felony charges in connection with the crash of 2 motorcycles back in June 2012 in the Roundout section of Kingston. Prosecutors say Savesky was driving drunk and with a revoked driver's license when his cycle crashed into another motorcycle, killing the other driver, 30-year-old Brian Ferrari of Lake Katrine. Savesky's passenger, Kimberly Doherty of Lake Katrine, was seriously hurt. Besides 7 counts of vehicular manslaughter, Savesky was also charged with vehicular assault, aggravated unlicensed operation, and criminally negligent homicide. Probation visits in the city of Middletown have led to the recovery of some illegal weapons. City police, along with Orange County Sheriff's officers, assisted the Orange County Department of Probation with their visits, and as a result, felony weapons possession charges were filed against 3 Middletown residents: 27-year-old Keyshawn Davis, 25-year-old Chelsea Lawrence, and 39-year-old James Garcia. A total of the 3 semi-automatic handguns were seized during the visits. Newburgh City officials will look at the possibility of installing parking meters at city-owned lots now that the City Council's backed off on approving a proposed local law that would have raised fines for an assortment of parking violations. If it had passed, the proposed increases would have meant drivers could have faced $30 fines for parking meter violations in Newburgh instead of the current $15. Other parking-related fines would have tripled from $10 to $30. Supporters of the change say the city's in desperate need of the additional revenue. Opponents say the heftier fines would have hurt Broadway business owners. They hit the road Saturday in a show of support for our military men and women. Dozens of motorcycle riders took part in the first annual Ride of Remembrance that began and ended at the Orange County Choppers headquarters in the town of Newburgh. Part of the proceeds from the ride will go to the Wounded Warrior Project that assists those returning veterans who suffered injuries during their time overseas. The rest will go to help abused, neglected, and homeless animals.
Also, the money goes to the Hudson Valley SPCA, which is cool. So I think it's all about helping out, and just being part of something that's good.
The ride was dedicated to the memory of Staff Sergeant Todd Lobriaco, a New York Air National Guardsman based at the Stewart Air Guard Base, who was killed earlier this month in Afghanistan. They'd been targeting shoppers at Woodbury Common, and now Town of Woodbury police have arrested one of the 4 people who were acting as a pickpocketing team. Police were able to arrest 29-year-old Luz Munoz of Elmhurst, New York, after she was reportedly caught reaching into a victim's purse and pulling out her wallet. 3 other crew members remain at large. Police say they worked as a team, with the first person taking wallets from victims' pockets or purses. They passed them to another person who would then pass it to a third team member. The fourth member of the team would hold up clothing to block the view of their operation from any onlookers. Munoz has been charged with grand larceny and criminal possession of a forged instrument. Parishioners at St. Anne of the Lake Church in Kanianga Lake had a special guest in attendance at their 100th anniversary celebration on Sunday. Cardinal Timothy Dolan was on hand to help the church and the town of Bethel celebrate the milestone. Cardinal had been approached a couple of years ago in hopes he would make an appearance. Cardinal's visit and Mass was followed up by a celebration dinner at Bethel Woods Center for the Arts. And an estimated 7,000 people headed to the Ulster County Fairgrounds Sunday to check out the sights, sounds, and most importantly, the tastes during the 23rd annual Taste of New Paltz. A new twist this year was the beer garden tent where locally brewed beers and distributors could be checked out, along with the offerings served up by 14 area restaurants. And besides giving local establishments the chance to showcase their businesses, this year's Taste of New Paltz was expected to raise more than $80,000 for the New Paltz Regional Chamber of Commerce. Sunshine will dominate our weather over the next couple of days after Monday's clouds and earlier rain. It'll be sunny on the cool side Tuesday, with temperatures topping out in the upper 60s. Wednesday will be sunny and pleasant with a highs at or near 70 degrees. Get the news and information to help start your day in the Times-Herald Record. And breaking news is just a click away right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.